guys, it's Luke here and welcome back to another video. You join me today with both the Mercedes answer to the hot hatch. Of course, the A45S AMG and the A35 AMG. Now, those of you who don't know, the A45S is actually owned by myself, but I want to come across as non-biased as possible because this video is purely for anyone out there considering either car and want to know the differences between both. A big thank you, of course, goes to Michael, the owner of the A35, for bringing it down for me to film today. You can find his Instagram down in the description. But yeah, let's get cracking. Now, before we get on into today's video, I'd like to take a quick minute to thank today's video sponsor, Cloudburst. Now, Cloudburst, as you can see here, offer a range of odor eliminating air fresheners. These are extremely high pressure and are inspired by popular men's fragrances. These include the likes of Creed, 1 Million, Sauvage, etc, etc. And they can be used in multiple different environments. I'm talking your home, your office, your clothes, your shoes, if you suffer from smelly feet, and of course, your car. So the M3 has had a bit of a spruce up inside here at the moment. It's looking nice and clean. Perfect opportunity to pop some Cloudburst in there. I've got KRDZ, which is inspired by Creed. Let's pop the protective caps off of it and we can give this a go. Now, not much of this is needed, seeing as it is such high pressure. We've got the nozzle up here at the top, of course. Let's give this a little go. There we go. Pop some in the footwells and some in the back as well. I mean, that is super high pressure, and this is really long lasting as well. So it's now smelling of Creed in here, smells really nice, and it's actually a huge bottle as well, providing you don't get a little bit trigger happy, which maybe I just have. The bottle itself will last you a long time, and the scent wherever you spray it will as well. If you want to learn more about Cloudburst, some of the range, and if you want to pick some up for yourself, I'll leave both their Instagram link and also their website where you can have a look at their shop and grab some of your own in the description for you guys to go check out. But again, a big thank you to Cloudburst for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to it. So I suppose straight off the bat, the main difference, I suppose, on paper between the two cars is actually the price difference. New, I think the difference was about £15,000, and depending on spec, mileage, number of owners, I'm pretty sure that is around the same in the pre-owned market. I think they've depreciated at an equal level, but obviously, as I mentioned, that is highly dependent on the spec, the mileage, so on and so forth. Visually, it's quite easy to see the differences, but to be honest, most of the differences between the two cars are actually from things which you can't see, or maybe can't see at first glance. I mean, for starters, they do actually have different engines. They have the same spec engine, both 2-litre inline-4 turbocharged engines. I believe they do have the same turbos between the cars, but the A45S is actually a handmade engine, whereas the one in the A35 is a basically tuned up from a W177 A-class. Power outputs, of course, as a result, are different as well. You've got 420 horsepower standard in this car. You have 300 horsepower standard in this, 500 Newton meters of torque in the 45S, and 400 in the A35. Both cars also have DCT gearboxes, however, they are different. This has an 8-speed, whereas this has a 7-speed. I'm not sure whether the ratios are therefore different to basically equal out the miles per gallon, because I can imagine that obviously with an 8-speed, on paper, the revs would be lower, given that it's got an extra gear. But I suppose, however, with the slightly reduced power in the 35, I would imagine the miles per gallon would be slightly better, slightly more fuel efficient in this. If we were to get really geeky with it as well, the 0 to 60s are of course different between the cars as well. You're looking at just shy of 4 seconds standard in the A45S and just shy of 5 seconds in the A35. Both cars have 4MATIC, however, they are actually different systems. You have 4MATIC in the A35, which is of course Mercedes all-wheel drive system. However, you have 4MATIC Plus in the A45S. That is basically due to the fact that it has 2 clutches in the rear axles to basically send up to, I believe, 100% of torque to either rear wheel to then enable things like drift mode, which this car has. And no, I haven't yet tried it out properly. That I will be doing soon. So yeah, I suppose whilst both cars are very similar, it's really when you dig deep into various aspects of the two cars that you realise that they are very, very similar. Whilst they both are, of course, an AMG product, they really have differentiated two A-classes to be pretty much as different as possible. And I think what we'll do now is go through the various cosmetic differences or things which you can see visually by walking around the two cars, which are different, and then we'll dive into the interior and go through all the geeky bits in there. Starting up front then, probably the easiest way to differentiate the two cars is the grills. On the A45S, you of course have the infamous Panamericana grille, which you would see on any other AMG product moving up the range. On the A35, you have a slightly more discreet and under the radar grille. However, a lot of people do retrofit the Panamericana grille to the A35, and it does make a really big difference. It makes the front of the cars just look a lot more aggressive. Both cars, I think it's without saying, have the factory aero kit, meaning both have these canards either side on the front. However, the lower bumpers I've noticed are slightly different. I think the A45S just has a little bit more gloss black and also a little bit more openings towards the bottom. However, both headlight units on the car are the same. That's the same with the bonnets. The wings, however, that's where it gets a little bit different again. The A45S has actually got quite a wide front track as compared to the 35. That has resulted in, as I mentioned, a wider track for the 45S and wider wheels and tyres as well. The 45Ss from factory have a 245 section front tyre, whereas on the A35 you have 235s. That is all around on both car square setup. Another difference between the two cars as well is the brake setups. On the A35, you have a 4-piston caliper up front, whereas on the A45S, you have a 6-piston. I believe the rear setups are pretty much identical, but of course, most of the braking on cars these days gets done at the front, hence why you have a bigger setup on the 45S compared to the A35. It's also worth noting at this point as well, my car is slightly lowered, hence why the heights are different, but it is kind of cool to see the difference compared to one with a stock ride height. Whilst on the subject of dimensions, I suppose as well, both cars are pretty much identical. They have the same wheelbase and virtually within a couple of millimeters have the same dimensions, height and length. However, as we mentioned, the 45S is slightly wider thanks to its wider track, mainly with the front arches. As we move round towards the back of the car though, one of the differences which I probably don't even need to mention is the wheels. We've mentioned the different sizes of the wheels, but each wheel design is obviously unique for each respective model. Obviously these are the 35 only wheels and those are the 45S only wheels. You can opt for other designs, but I believe these are the top of the range options for either car. Whilst we are here though, as we do look at both cars from the side, as I mentioned, they have the same wheelbase, and to be honest, from the side, ignoring the wheels, they are pretty much identical. Same doors, same rear quarter panels, that kind of thing. It's only really the differences when you move around to the very back where you see them, and that is mainly from the exhaust. On the A35, you have one on either side, whereas on the A45S, you have two on either side. A lot of people with 35s do actually retrofit the 45S tailpipes to them, and if you were to debadge the car, it would be pretty much impossible to determine the difference. From the back though, either of these cars look absolutely incredible. As we mentioned earlier on in the video, both the cars have the factory fitted aero kit, which personally, maybe I'm being a little bit biased here, is a must for either one of these cars. It makes it look so much more menacing and does add some really nice details. Of course, the canards on the front, the rear wing on the back, and you also get these little inserts in the rear bumper here. If you didn't opt for the aero kit, then I believe you wouldn't get those, and it does make the rear bumper look a little bit more subtle, shall we say. We also, on both cars, get pretty much the identical rear diffusers as well, which is a really aggressive, almost floating style diffuser on either car. But similar to the front, both light units on the cars are identical. Same with the rear windows, rear wipers, everything like that. Going point of view style now for the interior. To be honest, I've said this in some of my other videos, Mercedes have absolutely nailed the interior of, well, to be honest, any latest generation car that they make, either AMG or non-AMG. These vents are stunning. You obviously have a very minimalistic center console, and of course, the awesome digital screens, both for the infotainment on the left and also your driver's display in front of the driver. Now, probably the most obvious difference between the cars is actually the seats. So you have these all black seats in the A35. You can option different specs in terms of coloring. However, if you switch back over to the A45S, we do have the AMG bucket seats in this car. My car is obviously spec'd with the yellow details, which personally does look really cool, and I have matched that with the accents on the outside. On the 45S, whilst we're here, we do have the toggles on the steering wheel, which are in order to basically change between the modes, turn traction off, start, stop, that kind of thing. Whereas on the A35, that isn't present, as we can see here. So you've got slightly different steering wheels between the cars, but ultimately the kind of 9 and 3 position buttons are pretty much identical. Same with the paddle shifters. Into the A45S, then you can see basically the upper dash is pretty much identical. Obviously we have different trim, different stitching, that kind of thing, but seat controls in the same place. The vents and the climate control system is all the same. However, there are some slight differences with the center console. Even though we have the toggles here on the steering wheel, in fact, if I put the ignition on, we can see that come into life. Naturally, it starts in comfort. However, you can change that to sport, sport plus, race mode. And the other way, we have individual and slippery mode. We also have these toggles here, which you can either press and hold to turn traction off, to change into manual gearbox. However, you can press those and you can change various things from here as well, like turn the exhaust on, we can see like that. Turn the ignition back off for now. There are a few more differences in here as well. We also have a valved button for the exhaust. I mean, you can have it in Sport Plus, but have the exhaust valves closed. And even though, like I said, we do have those toggles, we still have a way of basically doing it here. That's one thing I've noticed with this car. There is basically quite a lot of duplications in terms of functions. For example, we can turn the traction off, as we've seen from this left toggle here. However, we still have the button down here in the center console, which is the same as the A35. However, pretty much most of it is all the same. Still have the touch pads, still have the same screens. If you were to option that from new, you can get the base model, which does have some smaller screens, but if you tick the box on either car, it would be exactly the same. Hopping in the A35 then, we can have a quick wander around. We can see lots of chrome details and accents. We've got the seat controls on the door, as well as obviously the window controls. And then we have the touchpad in the middle with lots of different buttons, volume buttons. And this is where you select the modes on the A35. Of course, you've got your handrest and glove compartment here and there. Now, aside from that, mainly both interiors are pretty much identical. Same steering wheel, same controls, and everything like that as you would expect. It's only the slight little things like the mode selectors, like the seats, which naturally you'd expect in the range topping example. Towards the back, both rear benches are identical. However, what is interesting is the capacity in the boot is slightly larger in the A35. I'm not sure why that is, for whatever reason, something to do with the underpinnings, but in the A45S, you are slightly short, but only by a small amount. But other than that, both interiors on these cars are just so nice. It's such a nice place to be and sit and spend a lot of time and do a lot of miles in. Even though these are the upgrade seats, they are still fairly comfy. Of course, not as comfy as the ones you find in the A35. And I think you can actually option the comfort seats in the 45S. You don't always get the performance buckets. So there we go, that is a pretty in-depth walkthrough of pretty much every single difference between these two cars. As we mentioned at the beginning, the biggest difference between them, be it brand new or be it in the pre-owned market, is the price. £15,000 more, give or take, for the A45S. And now that we've run through every single difference, do you think it's worth it? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Again, a big thank you to Michael, the owner of the A35, for bringing it down today and to be part of this video. Again, you can find his details down in the video description. But from me today, that is it. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please do make sure you leave a like and make sure you subscribe for all the adventures still to come.